Hello and welcome to Darius Tabletop, and today we're painting the mighty Panther. But I already painted it, so I will show you the process of how I painted it and things I learned, mistakes I made. What is important, what colors I used, which YouTube channels I watched to get the skills needed. So let's get it on. And if you're just staying for a few seconds, this might be the most important lesson. After I applied the Dunkelgelb, the Rot Brown, and the green, I kinda, as you can see, or not see, I washed it with a soft tone, with an Army Painter soft tone, like not super dark. I used to use a dark tone or a strong tone. Well, not the dark tone, the strong tone, and it dulls up the color very, very much. And the tank was just messy, like you couldn't. As you look at this one right now, things pop out. You can see distinctly the yellow, the green, the brown. But it was just one mess. So this morning I woke up and I mixed my Dunkelgelb and I went over it again to restore the trinity, and more important, the color contrast. Maybe as you can see here, it's still a bit fresh and even a bit much. But let me shout out then, secondly, all the skills I have for painting tanks. I will attribute to I think the channel is called Sonic Sledgehammer, like really beautiful and cool videos. Then a lot of videos are found on YouTube from different people. Here I painted the Woodman's Tiger. I would say it looks kind of cool, but it's not a full success. I will let you know in a second why. And wait a second, Sonic Sledge, I will link it up here. And then the other one is a German one and also very cool dude. And I looked at what I liked and I took that knowledge and applied it. So how did I paint this tank? So I started, I think I primed it with Army Painter Wraithbone. It looks like here, this is the Wraithbone, like the bright parts. Here I already went over the tank with my Dunkelgelb mix. But yeah, this is the color, it's Wraithbone. This is how I primed all my desert armies, my British 8th Army, and how this one looked. And I really like the Army Painter sprays a lot of stuff in them. Maybe I will link down below some affiliate. The Citadel ones are a bit expensive, and for black and white primer I use some really cheap and good ones I get at my Home Depot. So yeah. Well, then the tank was primed. It looked like this. And then I mixed my Dunkelgelb, which then looked a bit like this. As you can see, I put a bit of texture or sand texture on this one. I stipulated it with this, and then I painted over it. And that's a bit how the Panther looked like. And my mix, again, affiliates if you want to support the channel, but you can get this everywhere. Do you need it? No, definitely not. Are those good colors? I would say yes. They are good colors. And the dark yellow, I applied the Dunkelgelb just like this, but then it looked like too yellowy and too dark, and wasn't the right color. And I think you're supposed to put on some dark yellow and then brighten it up with a buff. And then after you've brightened it up with a buff, you go over it with refractive green. I will show you in a second how. And with a saddle brown, and that's pretty much it. And German gray, maybe for the tracks. A really cool color set. I used this for a lot of tanks. But I wasn't always happy with it. And as you can see here, my wet palette right here. What I used to do, and what I found is the best color tone for my German Panzers, I will just take a drop of this, or a drop of, like 30% or 33, a third of every one of these. And I will just mix it right here, and it will give you this sand colory color. And I will go paint over the tank, like I did here, and then dry brush or stipulate with a bit of foam, so that it gets a bit of this, as you can see, a bit of this look. And there are some bright spots and some yeah, you can see, like it gets a certain texture, and you do it the way you want to do it. Sorry that I'm speaking so slow, like today I woke up, it's summer, and somehow I'm breathing heavy. Maybe some pollen, and that's okay. Okay, and then once I put on like my mixture of Dunkelgelb, the tank then looks like the Panzer III, you can see. And I used to just take the camo, and here the metal I screwed up, but yeah, I will go over it again. And yeah, that would be a good yeah. Here I put on my camo with a brush. I took some of the color on the brush and made like this motion, but sometimes I had to also make some squiggly lines, because like this is the Whitman's Tiger camo, and it might look good, but it doesn't look super realistic, and that's okay, because with time you get better. And as you can see here, I applied rust and mixed up some orange for the rusty color. But this was like a different camo and a different understanding of how to paint a tank. But for this one, and here I watched the YouTube videos and then picked a camo painting I liked. I took the green or the road brown, and I took a piece of foam, and then I applied it all over, and it looked like really beautiful, like the effect it did. Best shown probably on this side, and it looked like really great. And once I had applied, it had a three-tone, a red, a green. Try to space them out a bit. I copied probably the camo pattern pretty much the way I saw it. I mean, I'm an artist, but sometimes I don't want to screw up, and I just want it to look pretty, so copying is definitely a viable option to learn things. And after I've done that, I applied my decals. You can also see the review for this Panther up here. And then after applying the decals, I started to go in with some soft tone. Don't overdo it. Just put it in certain areas, like here. Like if you overdo it, all your colors would get dull and dark and will lose the vibrancy, and it will look a bit worse in my eyes. But you go and do you. And if you overdo it, you can still go in, and that's what I did. I mixed up again some of this Dunkelgelb, as you can see. Some parts I will need to reduce, as you can see also. Here with the metal bits, I have to go over that again. And what else? On the turret, I went for a bit of black. And up here, just for a bit of black and metal. This guy's a mess. On the Panzer, on the Tiger, I did a better job. As you can see, this guy not so great, but it will do. And after you have that, it's a good trick to sometimes take or mix a bit of rust. Here I used just orange, but I think it looks not as good as this orange. Well, that's a matter of taste. Come on, zoom in. Yeah. And I kind of put a bit of orange on some of the places to make it look like rust. Usually somewhere on the edges. And as you can see also down here, I chipped the corners with black and metal. Come on, zoom in. As you can see here. Yeah, to show, or like here on the turret, to show that maybe they brushed through something, and so only on the edges you want to have to chip. Yeah, like that's usually where the heavy chipping is, on the edges, because it drives through something or it brushes up against some trees. And then what I usually do, like as you can see here, chipping a bit with the black. Come on, zoom in. Chipping a bit with the black, like here. Then chipping a bit with the metal, like here. As you can see, I overdid it on this side. I will go over this again. And what else? And then I put in these are, as you can see here, these holes in the armor. I just take my white and take the white with a pretty tiny brush, and I make just points. As you can see, this was a white dot, this was a white dot, a white dot, a white dot, white, 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 white. It looks pretty stupid when you apply it the first time. You just put in some white dots, you let it dry, and also up here. And once these white dots are dry or fully dried up, I take a black. I do not thin it down, I take it as it is, and I put it on, and it looks like a machine gun has penetrated. Sorry, that's part of the armor. And yeah, that's then pretty much it. I do it all over the tank, but not too much, like try to keep it to a minimum. And that's pretty much how I painted my tank. And we'll see us in the next video.